In the face of a worldwide pandemic, Taiwan has actively lent a helping hand to the world. Taiwan Global Anti-COVID-19 Pavilion. In this website, we've created an anti-epidemic products and solution providers section where you can find information about suppliers or any particular business solutions. This section will help you reach out to more than 2,000 Taiwanese companies who can aid in your fight against the pandemic. In these videos, companies and experts discuss the latest innovations to help combat the pandemic. In this section, we've put at your disposal the contact information of 20 Taiwanese top medical institutions. We also inform you about the main strategies used in Taiwan to effectively control and stop the spread of the virus. So please be sure to bookmark and share this website. And remember to follow us on Facebook for our latest updates. In the face of a worldwide pandemic, Taiwan has actively lent a helping hand to the world. Taiwan Global Anti-COVID-19 Pavilion. In this website, we've created an anti-epidemic products and solution providers section where you can find information about suppliers or any particular business solutions. This section will help you reach out to more than 2,000 Taiwanese companies who can aid in your fight against the pandemic. In these videos, companies and experts discuss the latest innovations to help combat the pandemic. In this section, we've put at your disposal the contact information of 20 Taiwanese top medical institutions. We also inform you about the main strategies used in Taiwan to effectively control and stop the spread of the virus. So please be sure to bookmark and share this website. And remember to follow us on Facebook for our latest updates. In the face of a worldwide pandemic, Taiwan has actively lent a helping hand to the world. Taiwan Global Anti-COVID-19 Pavilion. In this website, we've created an anti-epidemic products and solution providers section where you can find information about suppliers or any particular business solutions. This section will help you reach out to more than 2,000 Taiwanese companies who can aid in your fight against the pandemic. In these videos, companies and experts discuss the latest innovations to help combat the pandemic. In this section, we've put at your disposal the contact information of 20 Taiwanese top medical institutions. We also inform you about the main strategies used in Taiwan to effectively control and stop the spread of the virus. So please be sure to bookmark and share this website. And remember to follow us on Facebook for our latest updates. In the face of a worldwide pandemic, Taiwan has actively lent a helping hand to the world. Taiwan Global Anti-COVID-19 Pavilion. In this website, we've created an anti-epidemic products and solution providers section where you can find information about suppliers or any particular business solutions. This section will help you reach out to more than 2,000 Taiwanese companies who can aid in your fight against the pandemic. In these videos, companies and experts discuss the latest innovations to help combat the pandemic. In this section, we've put at your disposal the contact information of 20 Taiwanese top medical institutions. We also inform you about the main strategies used in Taiwan to effectively control and stop the spread of the virus. So please be sure to bookmark and share this website. And remember to follow us on Facebook for our latest updates. In the face of a worldwide pandemic, Taiwan has actively lent a helping hand to the world. Taiwan Global Anti-COVID-19 Pavilion. In this website, we've created an anti-epidemic products and solution providers section where you can find information about suppliers or any particular business solutions. This section will help you reach out to more than 2,000 Taiwanese companies who can aid in your fight against the pandemic. In these videos, companies and experts discuss the latest innovations to help combat the pandemic. In this section, we've put at your disposal the contact information of 20 Taiwanese top medical institutions. We also inform you about the main strategies used in Taiwan to effectively control and stop the spread of the virus. So please be sure to bookmark and share this website. And remember to follow us on Facebook for our latest updates. In the face of a worldwide pandemic, Taiwan has actively lent a helping hand to the world. Taiwan Global Anti-COVID-19 Pavilion. In this website, we've created an anti-epidemic products and solution providers section where you can find information about suppliers or any particular business solutions. This section will help you reach out to more than 2,000 Taiwanese companies who can aid in your fight against the pandemic. In these videos, companies and experts discuss the latest innovations to help combat the pandemic. In this section, we've put at your disposal the contact information of 20 Taiwanese top medical institutions. We also inform you about the main strategies used in Taiwan to effectively control and stop the spread of the virus. So please be sure to bookmark and share this website. And remember to follow us on Facebook for our latest updates. In the face of a worldwide pandemic, Taiwan has actively lent a helping hand to the world. Taiwan Global Anti-COVID-19 Pavilion. In this website, we've created an anti-epidemic products and solution providers section where you can find information about suppliers or any particular business solutions. This section will help you reach out to more than 2,000 Taiwanese companies who can aid in your fight against the pandemic. In these videos, companies and experts discuss the latest innovations to help combat the pandemic. In this section, we've put at your disposal the contact information of 20 Taiwanese top medical institutions. We also inform you about the main strategies used in Taiwan to effectively control and stop the spread of the virus. So please be sure to bookmark and share this website. And remember to follow us on Facebook for our latest updates. In the face of a worldwide pandemic, Taiwan has actively lent a helping hand to the world. Taiwan Global Anti-COVID-19 Pavilion. In this website, we've created an anti-epidemic products and solution providers section where you can find information about suppliers or any particular business solutions. This section will help you reach out to more than 2,000 Taiwanese companies who can aid in your fight against the pandemic. In these videos, companies and experts discuss the latest innovations to help combat the pandemic. In this section, we've put at your disposal the contact information of 20 Taiwanese top medical institutions. We also inform you about the main strategies used in Taiwan to effectively control and stop the spread of the virus. So please be sure to bookmark and share this website. And remember to follow us on Facebook for our latest updates. In the face of a worldwide pandemic, Taiwan has actively lent a helping hand to the world. Taiwan Global Anti-COVID-19 Pavilion. In this website, we've created an anti-epidemic products and solution providers section where you can find information about suppliers or any particular business solutions. This section will help you reach out to more than 2,000 Taiwanese companies who can aid in your fight against the pandemic. In these videos, companies and experts discuss the latest innovations to help combat the pandemic. In this section, we've put at your disposal the contact information of 20 Taiwanese top medical institutions. We also inform you about the main strategies used in Taiwan to effectively control and stop the spread of the virus. So please be sure to bookmark and share this website. And remember to follow us on Facebook for our latest updates.
Good morning, Taiwan, and good afternoon, New Zealand. My name is Sharon, the MC of this event. Welcome to Taiwan-New Zealand Women Entrepreneurs Forum, which is jointly organized by the Bureau of Foreign Trade, Ministry Economic Affairs, Taiwan External Trade Development Council, Chinese International Economic Cooperation Association, Taiwan and New Zealand Taiwan Business Council. The bilateral panel of the forum for today is Women Innovative Leadership during the pandemic. We have invited business executives from Taiwan and New Zealand to share their leading experience under the epidemic storm, and we hope you will find the bilateral panel to be fruitful. At first, let's welcome Ms. Cynthia Jiang, Director General of Bureau of Foreign Trade, Ministry of Economic Affairs, Taiwan, to kick off this event.
Good morning and good afternoon to our dear friends from New Zealand and Taiwan. I'm really happy to attend the Taiwan-New Zealand Women Entrepreneurs Forum. As the pandemic is still raging this year, we appreciate that both sides has put a lot of efforts to overcome all difficulties and make today's meeting possible. I want to say thank you to everyone. According to the latest report released by the World Bank, Taiwan scored 91 on improving women's economic opportunities and empowerment. Yet, New Zealand scored an even higher 97.5 for the best performance in Asia. Women are an integral part of the economic recovery. I would like to take this opportunity to share with you on what the Taiwan government has done to help women enterprises to cope with the impact of the pandemic. Domestically, we have provided to the women-dominated industries support such as education, retailing, caregiving, and beauty care. Moreover, because of the pandemic, digital transformation of SMEs has become more necessary and urgent. This year, we have allocated more resources to help with digital transformation. And on the international front, we've been working very hard in enhancing economic cooperation with our trading partners. Of course, that includes New Zealand. We would like to see that both sides deepen the potential of women to participate in international trade. Today's forum is a good example of providing more comprehensive aspects to women entrepreneurs and a good way of integrating the areas of innovation and digital trade. In sum, women's empowerment is one of the major focal points of our economies and requires constant dialogue and cooperation to create lasting progress. There's no limit to what we can achieve when we come together like we have today. During today's forum, our speakers will exchange views on women's innovative leadership. The female business leaders here today can show how they have led their enterprises in moving forward during the pandemic. I believe this event will enable us to create an environment where women can grow, succeed, and pursue our dreams. I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Is Jiang. Now we would like to invite Ms. Stephanie Lin, Interim Director of New Zealand Commerce and Industry Office, to deliver the opening remarks.
大家好，各位会美内，各位来宾，大家好。Director General Giang, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Let me begin by thanking the organisers of today's event for inviting me to provide some opening remarks. As many in this virtual room know, New Zealand was the first country in the world to give women the right to vote in national elections in 1893. While our history did not begin there, it is a good starting point to emphasise the strength New Zealand women have demonstrated for years when it comes to battling for women's rights and gender equality. Fast forward to today, the World Bank's 2021 Women, Business and the Law report, which measures the laws and regulations that affect women's economic opportunities in 190 countries around the world, gave New Zealand an overall score of 97.5 out of 100. In fact, New Zealand received a score of 100 out of 100 in 7 of the 8 categories, including entrepreneurship. In the 2020 MasterCard Index of Women Entrepreneurs, which provides analysis on how women in business are progressing globally, New Zealand was placed 4th, behind Israel, the United States, and Switzerland. And Taiwan came in 12th, the report commenting on how well Taiwanese women were placed in terms of high access to financial products and services and supportive entrepreneurial frameworks. It's great to have such inspirational women entrepreneurs on the panel today. As they say, if you can't see it, you can't be it. And for this reason, diversity in business and diversity on public sector boards has been a priority for the New Zealand government. This year, it reached its target of 50% women on public sector boards and committees in July. We know diversity on boards gives better outcomes, just as diversity in business does the same. In this respect, it is exciting to see initiatives like the Teresa Gatting Chair of Women in Entrepreneurship. The chair will head up a centre at the University of Auckland Business School focused on fostering entrepreneurial women and equipping graduates with business skills. The past 18 months have been unprecedented. While we're still in the throes of the pandemic, we know that research is starting to show the disproportionate impact on women and girls. We've been somewhat lucky here in Taiwan and in New Zealand, as good leadership has shielded us from some of the turmoil that we've seen around the world. And as with any challenge, we've seen women rise to the occasion despite all odds. I look forward to hearing some of these stories. The next challenge will be to take forward our learnings from the pandemic and to apply them in how we operate in what will be a changed world when borders reopen. Taiwan and New Zealand may be at two ends of the Pacific Ocean, but we have much in common. We both rank highly in regards to ease of doing business. We have environments that are supportive of women's entrepreneurship. As fellow members of APEC, we both recently committed to creating an enabling environment to support women's entrepreneurship and women-led MSMEs. And we have our ANZTEC agreement, which gives both sides almost 100% tariff-free access to each other's markets. Today, I look forward to hearing from the panel about how Taiwanese and New Zealand women entrepreneurs have demonstrated innovative leadership during the pandemic. And I hope that this conversation sparks interest from both sides in areas for cooperation. 祝你们这次活动顺利成功，谢谢大家。Norera, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa.
Thank you, Ms. Lee. Before moving to the bilateral panel, It is our pleasure to introduce our panelists, who will give us their briefing respectively. Firstly, we would like to invite Dr. Susan Wang, President of AFTA Technology Company Limited from Taiwan, to share her strategy of leading a company.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Susan Wang. On behalf of AFTA Technology, welcome my sister from Taiwan and New Zealand Women Online Forum. Since 1974 until year 2007, people used to call me Princess Plastic. Why? Because my family is doing the plastic machinery business. Until the year 2008, the economic crisis, in globally economic crisis, we were facing the huge challenge, and the family gave it to me 3 solutions. Number 1, lay off 30% all our staff. Number 2, reducing 30% all the staff salary. Number 3, create a new business. Of course, during that period, I selected number 3, so I chose to create new company called AFTA Technology. What's the meaning of AFTA Technology? AFTA Technology is the meaning between Africa and Taiwan emergency market. We become the bridge of Africa and Taiwan. So life become woman empowered. All the staff will start with the woman. At the time, I was thinking about where to go. India. I went to India to utilize our machinery business. We switch, become the turnkey solution, with the integrate with more machinery manufacturing, become the total solution. Luckily, we obtained the Tata Group as the leading company of auto industry called Nano Project. What is Nano? Nano is the globally smallest and the most economic car industry. Each car costs only $2,000. With the successful cooperation, and we make again the copy to Africa. Where is Africa? We start from Egypt, and successful we enter the General Motors car manufacturing to create again turnkey solution. So we are happy, but unfortunately, life always challenge. During we were happy with our successful to enter the General Motors. Again, the challenge came to our mind. The Egypt facing the revelation. We call Jasmine revelation. All the industry shut down. So we create another new business called multi-purpose motor tricycle, branding Pullman. So after our tricycle successful to enter Asian market, to successful working in Asia. Multi-function with a multi-demand. Then year 2016 is another lighthouse. I have a certain opportunity to meet the Nobel Peace Prize reward, Professor Yunus. From the Professor Yunus, his concept, he tells us the new economic in the globally should be 3-0. What's the meaning of 3-0? Number 1 is zero poverty. Number 2, zero unemployment. Number 3, zero carbon emission. With a certain innovation idea, I create electric tricycle instead of gasoline tricycle. So life become colorful. So life become colorful. We are enjoying our successful with our developing with the global innovation reward. And we came to my mind, each crisis with their value. So how can we generate our value from our crisis? That's important, number one. Especially in year 2020, globally COVID-19 is another huge challenge. All the factories shut down, all the traveling shut down. How can we switch? Yes, we can switch to creating the niche from our turning point. So with this kind of switch, how can we do? We need to do the innovation. To do the innovation business model. With our new business model, the most important, we should sharing our economic profit to all the attendants, including our shareholder, including our staff, including our customer. The most important, social response is most important to taking care of our social life. That's how we came to the poor man with a poor man firefighting, with a poor man ambulance, with a poor man garbage, with a poor man dining, with a poor man disinfection, to taking care of our society. Here you will have our global service center, either from Germany or from Europe and Africa and Asia, India or Taiwan. And of course, the most important, the new business model we should create by the woman. What's the meaning of woman in power? We do care. We do care the woman, we do care the elders, we do care the kids, we do care the social response. So our global cooperation, we're searching what will be the domestic demand and with how can we create the simulation in cloud business. So this is our manufacturing in different countries. We set up the different model, and the most important, to go green together with AFTA. The most important with the recycle economic with our motor tricycle. The most important, how can we to switch our technology to the country who need us? And the most important, we need to be taking care of the society. So that's us, hand by hand, to create our bright future together. Thank you for your listening. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Wang. Next, we are also pleased to have Mrs. Sylvia Lin, President of Life Energy Biotech Group from Taiwan, with us.
Good morning to everyone in Taiwan and good afternoon to everyone in New Zealand. I'm Sylvia Lin, President of Life Energy Biotech Corporation. It's tremendous honor and pleasure to be able to be here to share about our strategies during the pandemic. I'm actually a so-called serial entrepreneur. 21 years ago, I left Aviation Canada to come back to Taiwan to have my first startup in healthcare e-commerce. And after that, 3 more companies of entrepreneurial attempts. Finally, in 2008, Life Energy Biotech was born. And just last year, I set up another company. It's doing the next generation PPE in responding to worldwide demand in pandemic preparedness. I'm also a woman business coach. After making Life Energy Biotech the 50 leading companies for women in APAC, I later on took on the role of Women Entrepreneur Ambassador and enjoy assisting many women entrepreneurs in Taiwan. I also meditate every day, faced with nowadays uncertainties. I think it's really important to make sure you can center yourself and make the right business decisions. Last year, when Japan has its initial outbreak, during that time, due to serious shortage of protective gowns, Life Energy Biotech quickly responded by donating 10,000 pieces of raincoats to first-line physicians and nurses of Kanagawa Ken Hospital Association. These raincoats were directly delivered to 12 different hospitals where the severely ill patients of COVID-19 were being treated. Later on, Congressman Matsumoto Sensei addressed in his newsletter by saying, "Thank you, Taiwan," 多谢 Taiwan, as you can see on this slide. Honestly, we really didn't do much. That we were only happy to be able to be of any help at such a difficult time. Concerning Japan's pandemic situation, a lot of people were using cloth masks at that time. Last December, I wrote an article looking at Japan's current situation of COVID-19 pandemic from male-blown non-woven fabrics, a strategic material for national health and safety, which was published on a mainstream newspaper addressing the very importance of the middle layer of a surgical mask. Male-blown non-woven fabrics has a very important effect. It's called the electrostatic filter effect. The electrostatic filter effect is the very reason why male-blown non-woven fabrics are able to catch tiny objects of 0.12 micrometer, such as the COVID-19 virus particles. My intention was to bring awareness to Japanese people that 3-layer masks are necessary, and the middle layer of non-woven, male-blown non-woven fabrics are crucial in blocking the COVID-19 viruses. And next week, we have this opportunity to be able to have our first remote exhibition in Japan, attending 2020 Medical Japan Expo, especially in Infection Prevention Expo. And Medical Japan, having this opportunity, we also want to take this chance to thank Japan for being the first country to donate Taiwan vaccines. And with almost 4 million of doses up to date, up to now, have arrived Taiwan. As you can see on the left-hand side, this is the poster with "Thank you, Japan" message will be on the wall of our booth. In the middle, also with Taiwan Presidential Palace picture and with the message of "Thank you, Japan," is the product sample pack, and this picture will be on the other side. This will be distributed to our Japanese guests on site. Hopefully, Japanese guests will be able to receive our tremendous gratitude. Talking about these strategies, I wouldn't call them innovative myself, but simple. I believe the simpler, the better, because simplicity can be easier to communicate and execute. So first of all, try new things. Try things you've never done before and have fun with it. And for example, next week we'll be able to have our first remote exhibition in Japan, and our team is really excited about it and looking forward to it. because they also know they are trying many things they've never done before, and I'm sure we'll learn a lot of wonderful things. And be flexible and agile. For example, when Taiwan had the second outbreak this May, we quickly provided online trainings and webinars to our physicians and pharmacist clients to provide the online training for them to still be able to understand our products. And as a result, our sales performance didn't suffer much and quickly recovered. And last but not the least, enhance overall health. If the pandemic has taught us one thing and one thing only, I think we all know it's about our health. Being healthy is number one. Without health, we have nothing. Therefore, eat right and exercise, and not only by caring the physical health, we need to also pay attention to our mental health. As I mentioned earlier, I use daily meditation to center myself and to be able to enhance my mental health and encourage everybody to find ways to do that. I think that's all I would like to share for now. And later on, I'm sure we can have more discussions on the strategies during pandemic. Thank you for your time and attention.
Thank you, Ms. Lian. Next, we would like to welcome Mrs. Emily Blind, CEO of Aviation, one of the panelists from New Zealand, to talk about her experience in startup.
Kia ora koutou. My name's Emily and I'm the CEO and founder of Aviation. We are on a mission to disperse fog, eliminating it from airfields and enabling your flight to arrive on time every time. Many people have asked me how I got into fog dispersal, and really this passion has kind of grown over time from a number of different facets. I was inherently aware of the problem when I was growing up, because I grew up in the aviation sector, learning to fly when I was 12, observing mum's air traffic control, and seeing it through the eyes of my grandfather and father, who were pilots. And in aviation, actually, you can date it right back to my great-great-grandfather, who boarded one of the very first commercial flights ever recorded in 1911 London. Going through high school, I was also really obsessed with weather formations and just understanding, how people could control the weather. And a lot of that research came out of Asia, which is one of the reasons I'm excited to be on this call today. But what I learned from that research really was that fog dispersal is definitely possible. I mean, it's been done many, many times before, but it's never really made it into the industry as a commercial offering, and there was a few reasons for that. One was logistically. It was really hard to get a system that could be effective really quickly, on call immediately, and have that sustainable visibility. And two was from a sustainability element. So a lot of the chemicals used were really harsh on airfield equipment. They were bad for our environment, toxic to our water systems, and so we had to come up with something really that was safe for anyone over a long period of time. The reason we have fog disruptions at an airport is because pilots require visibility to land and to take off, and also air traffic controllers require visibility of the entire aerodrome in order to manoeuvre aircraft around the ground. What happens is when you lose that visibility, air traffic controller reduced to just 1 ground movement at a time if that pilot's able to kind of meet their visibility minima. So at best you're talking 4 takeoffs within an hour, which is significantly lower than what is scheduled. This impact then cascades dramatically as every single aircraft that cannot get to its next destination on time isn't going to be able to take off from that destination on time to make that flight. So, 1 aircraft delayed on the ground goes on to affect another 4 to 8 flights that very same day. Aviation's technology consists of a heavy lift drone. We actually use the DJI Agris T20 at the moment, We've built our own dispersal system that we plug into that, and then we've developed an absorbent. And the way the system works, we fly over the final approach of an aerodrome dispersing the powder. As the powder falls to the ground, it's absorbing all the moisture in the air, creating an immediate visibility, but also reducing a lot of the moisture content on the ground, so slowing down that reformation pattern. All in all, the operation takes just 10 minutes. We get around 2 hours worth of visibility, and we have no detectable ground residue, which means that it's safe for aircraft that will need to brake on the airfield, and it's also safe for our environment long term. The Asian market is one that we're really interested to enter, and it's one we've worked with throughout a lot of our R&D and development. So we've sourced our drone, it's a DJI T20 Agris from China, and we've worked with a number of different manufacturers throughout as we kind of design our absorbent to the standard that we need. Looking at the growth in the airline industry, it's by far the fastest across the Pacific Asia markets. We can see it being a big opportunity for us in the future.
Thank you, Mrs. Bryan. Next, Mrs. Lian Li, CEO and co-founder of Chartwright Limited, another business leader from New Zealand, will share her entrepreneurship of establishing a company.
Hi everyone,